Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. Today, we're focusing on British American Tobacco. Their upcoming earnings report is just around the corner, and we want to break down all the key information for you. We'll look at analyst expectations, what the company's been saying, historical performance, basically give you a clear picture of what's going on. And before we jump in, if you find value in our insights today, please do subscribe, like, and maybe leave us a comment. We also really appreciate any support you might offer, perhaps by considering buying us a coffee. Oh, and if there's a specific company you'd like us to look into for future analysis, please let us know in the comments below. Okay, let's get into it. British American Tobacco, you might know the ticker BTI. Their earnings report is set for July 31st, 2025. So that date's confirmed. It's on the calendar. Analysts have put out their expectations for the first half of 2025. The consensus on revenue, it stands at GBP 12,069 million. And for earnings per share, EPS, the consensus is GBP 2.04. Now, what's interesting here is that this figure, it actually represents a pretty significant upside, 24.22% higher compared to an earlier forecast of GBP 1.64. And looking at the full year 2025, the consensus for USD EPS is 4.59. One thing to note, there isn't really a widely distributed whisper number available from our main sources for this one. And the company's own guidance, from their statement mid last year, targeted, low single-digit organic revenue growth and mid-single-digit adjusted EPS growth for 2025. Quite different.
Yeah, that's what's really fascinating, isn't it? Seeing how that analyst consensus, that 24% upside projection for EPS in the first half, how that stacks up against the company's own guidance, which is, well, much more modest, low to mid-single digits.
Right.
It really raises a key question. What's driving that analyst confidence? Are they seeing something management isn't, or maybe something management isn't saying yet?
Or perhaps being deliberately conservative. It's a big gap.
Exactly. It suggests either a significant opportunity or maybe a hidden risk, something for you to watch closely.
This leads us perfectly into looking back a bit at British American Tobacco's historical earnings performance, especially those surprises over the last, 4 quarters? Because it really has been, dramatic. Think about the second half of 2023. They reported an actual EPS of negative GBP 8.23. The forecast was positive GBP 1.86. That's a massive negative surprise, over 542%. Huge. But then the picture just completely flipped. First half of 2024, actual EPS came in at GBP 2.00 versus forecast of GBP 1.60. It's a positive surprise, 25.5%. And then again, second half of 2024, actual EPS was GBP 2.04 compared to a forecast of GBP 1.64. Another beat, 24.22%.
Quite the turnaround.
Definitely. So how did the market react to all this, especially that most recent beat? Well, after the last earnings report, shares gained about 1% the next day. And since then, over the following month or so, they drifted about 4.7% higher.
Yeah, and if we connect this back, that really dramatic negative EPS in H2 2023, that was mostly driven by non-operating items.
Okay.
Things like, big asset write-downs, particularly related to their older U.S. combustible business.
Yeah.
It wasn't really about the day-to-day running of the company.
So more of an accounting thing, less about core performance at that specific moment.
You can say that, yeah. It explains why net income recovered so sharply in 2024, once those items were in the past. And despite those swings, look at the dividend. They've kept it really consistent. $3.05 per share, yielding, 5.37%?
That's pretty solid.
It is. And that consistency often appeals to a certain type of investor, the income-focused ones. Plus, that recent trend of beating consensus EPS by over 20%, that's significant, especially when organic revenue growth is only in the low single digits.
Right. It suggests they're managing costs well, or...
Exactly. Or pricing power, maybe product mix. It shows they're finding ways to boost profitability, even if the top line isn't exploding.
Okay, so that gives us a good sense of the past and the forecast. But what about right now, the quarter leading into this report? Any major headlines, any external factors really shaking things up for British American Tobacco?
Well, looking at our sources for this past quarter, it seems relatively quiet on the major disruption front. No big regulatory bombshells, no major asset sales reported, and no significant new developments in that ongoing U.S. menthol litigation situation.
Which, for tobacco, sometimes no news is good news, right?
Precisely. It suggests a bit of stability, maybe allowing them to focus on operations, but, it's never completely smooth sailing. The global tobacco sector always faces regulatory headwinds. That's just a constant pressure. Higher taxes, marketing rules.
Sure, that's the background noise.
It is. But you also have pretty stable demand, especially in developed markets. That provides a base. One key thing to watch, though, especially for a UK company like BA, reporting in pound sterling, is currency fluctuations, FX.
Ah, yes, the currency impact.
It can be a really significant swing factor for earnings. You know, how profits earned in dollars or euros translate back into GBP.
Right. So even if the business does well locally, a strong pound could make the reported numbers look weaker.
Exactly. So that raises a question for you, the listener. How much will those exchange rates actually influence the final numbers we see? It's something to unpack.
And what's the general feeling among analysts right now? Are they leaning positive, negative, cautious?
The commentary seems mostly neutral to, I'd say, cautiously optimistic. Analysts often point to that strong dividend, the resilient demand for traditional products. Those are the positives. They see the cash flow generation.
What, that?
But there are always those lingering concerns about growth in the next generation products, or NGPs. You know, vapes, heated tobacco, nicotine pouches.
That's the future growth engine, supposedly.
It's crucial for their long-term stories, their pivot away from cigarettes. So how fast that's growing and how profitably is a constant point of discussion and, frankly, concern.
Okay. Now, for listeners who followed the technicals, the charts, the options market, what's the implied volatility telling us? How much might the stock move after these earnings?
Well, looking at the pre-earnings pricing for at-the-money options, specifically the straddle, it suggests an implied move around plus or minus 2.2%.
2.2%. That sounds quite low, actually.
It is notably low, yes. Yeah. And it's pretty consistent with how BAT has behaved around previous earnings reports. It basically indicates the market isn't bracing for a massive price swing after the announcement. No huge shock expected, it seems.
And the stock itself is pretty liquid, right? Easy to trade.
Very liquid.
Yeah.
Significant volume in the ADR's active options market. So, yeah, it's relatively easy for institutions and individuals to take positions, which usually helps the market price things in efficiently. Less chance of wild, unexpected moves.
All right, so pulling all this together, the analyst optimism versus company caution, the historical ups and downs, the stable but pressured environment, the low expected volatility. Let's game out the scenarios. What would a really bullish report look like? What gets investors excited here?
Well, on the bullish side, you'd want to see another beat on that adjusted EPS number, definitely. But importantly, you'd also want to see signs of margin improvement alongside it.
Showing better profitability.
Exactly. Showing they're managing costs effectively or getting better pricing. And, crucially, stronger than expected performance in those non-combustible products, the NGPs.
That would be a big one.
Huge positive. It would signal their strategic shift is really gaining traction, maybe faster than people thought. And, of course, anything reinforcing the dividend growth story.
Like reaffirming the policy or hinting at buybacks?
Yes, that would definitely please the income investors and boost confidence in shareholder returns.
Okay. And the flip side, what's the bearish case? What are the potential red flags that could push the stock down?
The bearish scenario could involve, first off, those currency headwinds being much worse than expected, really eating into the reported profits.
Even if the underlying business is okay.
Right. Then weaker demand, maybe in key emerging markets where they hope for growth, or, a big one, disappointing growth numbers for those alternative products, suggesting the NGP strategy is stalling.
And the usual suspects, regulation, litigation.
Always looming. Any unexpected bad news on the regulatory front, new restrictions on vapes, for example, or negative developments in major lawsuits, especially in the U.S., those could definitely weigh heavily on the stock.
So boiling it down for you, the listener, as you look at this report, what were the absolute key things to focus on?
I'd say number one is organic revenue growth, but specifically look within that number at how the new categories, vapes, pouches, heated tobacco, are performing. That's the future indicator.
Got it. New categories growth.
And number two, definitely keep an eye on the impact of foreign exchange rates, the FX effect on the reported EPS. Try to understand the underlying performance separate from currency swings.
Makes sense. So after sifting through all of this, where do we lean overall for British American Tobacco's upcoming earnings?
Bullish, bearish, neutral. Our overall leaning is, I'd say, neutral to moderately bullish. If we had to put a number on it, maybe a 6 out of 10 on a confidence scale. Yeah, I think that feels about right. The confidence, that 6, it comes from that track record of beating EPS estimates recently.
Yeah.
That's hard to ignore. And that attractive dividend yield offers support. Those are strong positives, providing a sort of floor.
But balanced against?
Balanced against the broader challenges, right? This slower overall growth, the macroeconomic risks that affect everyone, and crucially, that ever-present regulatory uncertainty in the tobacco sector. Plus, the NGP growth story still needs to fully prove itself out.
So risks remain.
Absolutely. Which leads to potential strategies. For anyone thinking about trading around this, that low implied volatility we mentioned, it kind of supports strategies that benefit from low movement, like selling options premium.
Like short strangles or covered calls?
Potentially, yeah, if that fits your risk profile. The market isn't expecting fireworks. For long-term investors focused on the dividend, just holding steady might make sense given the payout consistency.
But probably not the time for super aggressive bets either way.
Probably not, given the low IV and the inherent risks. The market seems to be saying steady as she goes, more or less.
So there you have it, our look at British American Tobacco's upcoming earnings report. We've covered the analyst views, the history, the current trends, and what might happen next. And as you think about all this, here's something to mull over. How does a company like British American Tobacco truly balance that tightrope? Milking the stable, cash-generating traditional business while pouring resources into the uncertain but critical growth of next-generation products, all while dodging regulatory bullets and managing unpredictable currency swings globally. It's quite the juggling act. We really hope this analysis gives you some valuable insights as you watch the results come out. Thank you for joining us on Investing Talk Podcast. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment if you found this helpful, and let us know if there's another company you'd like us to analyze. We appreciate your support and look forward to our next exploration of the markets.